Welcome to Natural Born Talents. Today's aura, the yellow aura, the partier, the social organizer. This aura loves to have fun. So much so they sometimes forget their responsibilities. Similar to the magenta aura, but this aura is far more happy-go-lucky in attitude about life. They're the aura that's always out looking for a good time. They love adventure, they love people, and when they're not on the egotist side, they are very helpful and like to help other people. They're very practical. Basically, everything that they do in their life has to be fun or it has no meaning for them. There is a naive side to them, however, and this is where they can get into trouble. They often forget that not everybody thinks like they do, that there are far more serious people in the world. This can cause communication problems when this aura, for example, wants to go out and have a good time and still is out adventuring, when someone wants to tie them down and get married. Often this can lead to a disaster if they get married too young. However, once they've experienced all the things they wanted to do in life, then they can settle down and become actually good parents, provided that this is what they want to do in life. Now, there's also a very dark side to this particular aura as well. And not in the sense that this aura likes darkness, but this aura can get easily addicted to drugs, computer games, social media, alcohol, sugar. This is the kind of person who gets up in the morning and has like 4 or 5 cups of coffee because they feel jittery. They have trouble getting up in the morning without something like lots of sugar, caffeine, or a combination of all the above. Sometimes they are constantly keeping their bodies moving and have a hard time sitting down for long periods of time. This is part of the kinetics of this aura. They are somewhat connected to the world of nature and therefore very sensitive to biokinetic reactions. However, this can be controlled by doing lots of sports or other physical activities, especially if they have some sort of meditative side to it. And the other problem with this aura is because they like to have a good time and they're kind of a playboy or playgirl, they can become somewhat of an egotist in the sense of a con artist. Money as well can be a drug to this aura, which they can become susceptible. They always are spending money, and without some sort of support, will have a hard time saving money. However, again, if they learned to focus on a daily basis, they can balance their good times and their responsibilities well, which is actually the key to this aura's success. When they socialize, they're an open book. They'll talk about anything. Early in life, they can seem kind of dopey and naive because they just haven't figured out that there's some very serious people in the world. But they love to talk, they love to socialize, and they love to play. When they get in trouble, they usually go back to family. But when they're not having trouble and they're out having a good time, they seem to want nothing to do with family. They can get into professional sports as a career, but they usually are very good at helping other people in things like sales. Though this particular aura is not very intellectual per se, they're very good at understanding gadgets and things and explaining how they work to others. So they also make good coaches and teachers. Anything that has to do with social organizing or anything like that, picnics, parties, and the like, this aura excels. Also, traveling is something that they can get in. The travel industry works well for them. Because this aura tends to like all kinds of food, for example, anything from fast food to gourmet food, they can get into the restaurant business and do quite well. But again, because they're not so good with money at times, they need someone else to help them figure out their finances. or at least have support, because for good times and stuff, it costs money. And this is where greed can take over their lives if they're not careful. Of course, it's the good times that they're really interested more so than the money, but those things usually cost a lot of money, so therefore they can get trapped that way. Their general character is happy-go-lucky lifestyle. They love nature, they love people, and they do make good leaders in scenarios such as social gatherings. They do like to be the center of the party at times, however. When they are low on energy, they can become fidgety and irritable. But instead of being hostile and angry, they have a tendency to make an inappropriate joke or laugh it off, as this aura really truly enjoys life. So much so, they often wonder how there could not possibly be a higher being somewhere creating all of this. My personal experience with this aura is either sometimes they are fantastic to be around, and sometimes they're very difficult to be around. And this will depend on one thing and one thing only, whether they're being true to their aura or not. If they're being true to their aura and are truly loving, playful people that they naturally are, they are great to be around. However, if they get trapped by ego, money, or any of these other negative things that we have in this world, they could become a real headache because they think they're better than other people. When this happens, they lose sight of their true purpose. This aura tends to be in the physical realm and therefore very sexually active. This is another area that they have to be careful in, because if it's balanced properly, it can be just as healthy for them as going out and doing some exercise. But on the other hand, it can become a drug, and this is where they become a playboy or playgirl. And again, if the ego takes over, it can be a big headache. There's, as always, much more to say about this aura, so if you have any questions, please leave it in the comment section below. If you would like to support this channel, there are several ways you can do that. You can take a look at the artwork that I do, or the children's books, which are designed for enhancing individual skills related to their aura. Or you could contact me and have some counseling done. I also do matchmaking, matching auras that are compatible with one another. Or you can get an analysis to see what your strengths and weaknesses are. Details are listed below. Thanks again for listening. We hope to see you next time.